Hey, I'm Razz. This is MMA I. So in this crazy COVID era, fights keep getting trashed, things keep getting moved around. Kelleher's Simone is now on the main card, so all is right with the world. UFC 258's tonight. I'm just going to get through this as quick as I can before anything else changes. Opening fight, Julian Marquez against Maki Pitolo. Maki Pitolo has lost 3 of 4. Unfortunately for him, I think it's going to continue. Julian Marquez is coming back after almost 3-year layoff. Usually that can be a bad thing, but I think this guy's a bit of an animal. I think it's going to go his way. So that's my take. Brian Kelleher, he's one of these fighters that stupid reason why I became a fan of his. There's a town called Kelleher that I drive by in northern Minnesota on my way home twice a year. So it just kind of drew my attention to him. But then it turns out he's my kind of a fighter, gritty, hard-nosed. I really like his style. I think he's a good fighter. I think Simone's going to beat him. Ricky Simone's one of my favorite guys from back in the day when LFA was on Access TV. Kind of tore through everything there. I was excited for him to get to the UFC. Little shocked he lost to Uriah. But I think he gets it done tonight against Brian Kelleher. This is another one of those fight of the night candidates, possibly a fight of the year candidate. It's sort of a grudge match. Really looking forward to this one, but I got Ricky Simone. Up next, Ian Heinisch against Kelvin Gastelum. Heinisch is another one of those guys from the old LFA days that I've been watching. But I think Kelvin Gastelum is going to be too much for him. He's lost his last 3, but it's been to a who's who. I don't want to say that he's desperate, but I will say that he's focused. And he's still in his 20s. He's a young dude. Heinisch is good. He's one of my favorite fighters, again, from the old LFA days, but I think Gastelum's going to be too much for him. Co-main event. Little confused how this one got this sort of status at this point, but Macy Barber against Alexi Grasso. Macy Barber, she had, high hopes, big goals, was going to be the youngest UFC champion in history. Still possible. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I bought into it. I was absolutely shocked when Roxanne Modafferi beat her. She didn't just beat her. She kind of had her way with her. I was surprised by that. Turns out Macy Barber got injured, so she's been out since that fight. This is her big comeback. She's focused. I want to believe. I think she's going to get it done. Watching her when she was fighting in the LFA, again, this is kind of revisiting the old home days for the LFA, but back when she was fighting back then, she was so dominant. She was kicking everybody's ass. I bought into it. I believe. I think tonight she's going to get it done, and hopefully in a big way. That brings me to the main event. Welterweight Championship of the World. Champ Kamaru Usman defending against Gilbert Burns. Usman's going for his 13th straight UFC victory. I think he's going to get it done. This guy is so dominant. These guys were training partners. Gilbert Burns thinks that he can submit him. He thinks that Kamaru Usman knows he can submit him. I don't think he's going to submit him. I think it'll probably go the distance, but if it doesn't, it's going to be Kamaru Usman finishing Gilbert Burns. He's going to hang on to the title. He's going to set a record for consecutive UFC wins, and he's going to continue his dominance. I don't see picking against this guy until he shows a chink in the armor. There's somebody out there that's going to have his number. I don't think it's Gilbert Burns. So that's all I've got for this week. I don't know if I'll have a special episode to talk about these picks or not. Maybe I'll just combine that with my picks for next week. I'm a little torn on what I'm doing here, so I appreciate it if you're watching at this point. I'm Razz. This is MMA I.